Surrounding myself with people that weren't like-minded, that weren't aligned with my goals for pickup and dating. I hung out with a friend group that I was friends with from high school when I first got into this, because those were my friends. I wasn't really good with social skills. I didn't know how to make friends too much, at least at the beginning. But even throughout my progression, I stayed just hanging out with them. Even though none of them studied pickup, even though I got roasted behind the scenes for trying to get into cold approach by my friends, none of them ever wanted to do approach. None of them ended up getting good at cold approach. None of them had the desire to get good at cold approach. I often would try to help coach them. And if instead of being open to the advice, they would take it personally because they weren't like minded. They didn't have aligned goals to me. They didn't want to get better at this shit. By surrounding myself with those people and trying to help them with it and even going out with them, it was a fucking massive waste of time. It wasn't until about 4 years into my journey, 4 years. The first year I was studying, watching YouTube and digital products for a year. The second year is when I hired a mentor and I started going out a little bit once I hired him, but I still had the wrong friend group. So I stayed going out with them because that was it. Third year, I started separating from them, even going out alone a little bit. And I would say halfway into that, I started connecting with people. And then right around 3.5 year mark, probably, I actually developed wings with guys that were like-minded, that wanted to get better at this, that I could talk theory about with, that I could go out with, and we could have a goal for the night to go out. And literally, we could push each other. And at the end of the night, we would go home, smoke weed, and break down the interactions if nobody had success. Because at the time, we weren't really pulling or closing. So it was pretty much we would always end up, me and him, back at the house together, just talking about it, right? Old friends, they weren't into pickup, they weren't into dating, they were big into weed, drug dealing, not self development. I mean, they were into the gym, but like they weren't into this shit. They weren't into approaching or meeting women, is the main thing. The other problem with this is I had my old identity intertwined into their perception of me. And when you hang out with people that perceive you a certain way, you're going to be way more inclined to act the way people expect you to act when you're out with them. So if you hang out with people that know you as that shy antisocial dude and they have history with you, you are going to be more inclined to act the way they expect you to act. Keep that in mind, okay? If you were to go out with me, or if you were to be going out with a mentor or a friend that's a wing who's expecting you to go up and approach, you are going to be so much more likely to go up and take action if you know, maybe I'm not even there, but maybe you knew you were going to be on a coaching call with me the next day. You would be like, hey, I have to do this because there's an expectation for me to do this, right? If you came out with me, you started hanging out with me, you would start questioning your reality. You start hanging out with people that are like you and shit talking and lower than you and don't want to do this, you're going to have no expectation to do it. And when there's no expectation, the fuck do you think's going to happen? You're going to live the normal life, that same identity that everybody's been expecting you to do. And that's how it's going to stay. That's like one of the biggest reasons guys even end up hiring me, is because they don't have the friends. They also don't know how to do it alone. It's not uncommon. Guys come into my program where their social circle is a bunch of married dudes, or they're just loser friends, or they have girlfriends. They don't like to go out, or they just moved to a new city and they know nobody. Okay. Weeks 2, 3, 4 of the program are built around being more social, connecting with people, guys and girls, but also how to close those people and make friends and cultivate wings that are like-minded. Why do you think my fucking program has an emphasis on that? Because people you surround yourself with are massive. Not only do you, when you come into the mentorship program, you're surrounded with a community of like 70 dudes that are all trying to do this, which is fucking epic. You know, everybody's out doing the weekly missions, reporting back on the live calls, talking about their interactions. But aside from that, dude, you're also with me holding you accountable. Okay. So that combination, as well as you understanding the tools of what you need to do right now to make that social circle, to surround yourself with those people, is fucking life changing, man. If I just put you in a new city right now with 5 dudes that were into fucking cold approach and wanting to go out, and those were the dudes you hung out with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, how much different you think your life would be right now? How much fucking different you think your life would be? Okay. The people you hang around with is massive. This clip was a segment that was taken from an in-depth 90-minute live lecture that I host once a week inside of my free Facebook group Attraction on Demand. There's already thousands of members inside of this group, guys that are serious about improving their social skills as well as pickup, dating, and success with women. So if that sounds like you, if you're interested in doing the same, as well as surrounding yourself with a massive community of like minded men who are all out here trying to help each other level up, become the most socially confident, best versions of themselves, click the link in the description, join the free Facebook group, and I will see you on the next live lecture. Peace out.